Afternoon, gang. I know it's not often I make a video in the afternoon, but I told you this morning that today was going to be a busy day. I apologize if you guys hear the canner going on in the background. I'm doing prepping stuff. I'm canning food. Mrs. P and I spent 3 hours in the kitchen cooking stuff today and canning it. That ain't what we're here about. All right. This is worrisome. You guys are, most of you, probably familiar with, at least have heard of, the Southern Poverty Law Center, okay? Far left organization established in the 70s, original mission was to make sure that Black Americans were treated fairly in the judicial system, okay? They started out with good intentions. They've turned into an insane organization. Just saying, okay? Believe it or not, they are actually listed on the terrorist list in the United States. Just in case you wanted to know. Okay. Well, they did a survey. And again, I want you to understand this, that this is from a far left organization. But important enough that it hit the Washington Times. And I will link the article below. This is what it says, more than half of Republicans believe the United States is drifting toward another civil war. I won't disagree, okay? This is the scary part. This survey, which was done in late April, surveyed 1,500 people, found a high level of support for assassinating politicians. Now, we may not like the Bidens, the Obamas, the Clintons, the whatever in the world and wish they were out of politics, but I don't think anybody that I know, certainly not me, is going to advocate that. Here's the funny part, and funny I do not mean as funny, ha-ha. Young Democratic men were the most agreeable to the idea, with 44% saying they could support such an assassination. That's scary. This is what's even weirder. Young Republican women ranked second, with 40% approving the idea. So you have leftist men and conservative women both saying, nearly half saying they support assassinations. You know why they probably do? And I'm going to throw this out there. They've never been through an assassination or an assassination attempt in their life. Okay? I wasn't born when Kennedy was assassinated. That was 3 years before I was born. So obviously I don't remember that. But I can still tell you exactly where I was when I heard that Reagan was assassinated. Sorry, timer went off on the canner, so I had to stop and jump off. And of course I misspoke right beforehand and said when Reagan was assassinated, when the attempted assassination on Reagan was. Okay, John Hinckley obviously didn't kill Reagan, but I remember the chaos that ensued shortly thereafter. Al Haig, I'm in charge. Okay, no, that would have been George H.W. Bush. Sorry, Al, you weren't even close in line. Okay, but that was how crazy it got all of a sudden. We had no idea what was going on. And remember, this is still in the middle of the Cold War. Okay. This gets very, very, very scary because in the last couple of weeks, we've seen Buffalo, Uvalde, Tulsa, Chattanooga, something down in Florida. I mean, and there's probably other stuff going on. What I find interesting about this is for all of a sudden, in the last few days, I've had a lot of videos on guns. Did not see this one coming. This tells you right to your face that you need to be carrying everywhere you go to protect yourself. Because if 44% of leftist men and 40% of conservative women think assassinations of politicians is acceptable, what does it mean they think of killing of Joe Average with the Trump sticker on his car? Mary Average with a Biden sticker on her car? I mean, I know every time I see a Biden sticker on a car, I laugh and I go, well, I guess they're stupid. But never do I think, gee, I need to put a bullet through that window. And I carry. But that thought doesn't cross my mind. But apparently for a lot of people it does. Now, I've talked for the last 2 years that I see secession, the United States splitting up. I stand by that. And again, this is even more proof that we are past dysfunctional in this country. Marriages end in divorce. It used to be, you'd hear in Congress, my friends on the other side of the aisle. Listen to the comments out of politicians these days. It's not my friends on the other side of the aisle. The politicians are starting to beat on each other a lot harder. What I'm saying, guys, protect yourself at all times. Nobody expected to go to a grocery store in Buffalo. Nobody expected to go to a hospital in Tulsa. Nobody expected to go to a school in Texas and not come home that day. There are plenty of wackos in this country. And a lot of them have been so brainwashed, whether it's by the constant lies from the media, whether it's from the video games that are about as realistic anymore as you can get. I don't know why, but people have decided that human life isn't worth shit. Head on a swivel. Be very, very careful of your surroundings at this point. I know you have people saying, oh, this is going to lead to a civil war. And many people have said before, it's going to be black versus white. It's going to be black versus Hispanic. It's going to be straight versus gay, whatever it is. I've said for the longest time, it's going to be left versus right. This is what divisive politics gets us. This is what we get for the last, 14 years now of Obama and Biden trying to divide this country by race, by income, by religion, by sexual preference, by color, whatever. Everybody hates everybody. You see stories about road rage all the time now. Many of you have commented to me about people just aren't as friendly. You know, they get pissy in the grocery store if you're not moving your cart fast enough. This is the thing. If people are thinking like this, what's going to happen when you don't move your cart fast enough in the grocery store and some guy says, you're in my way? Pow. This is how far we've gotten. This is what divisive politics has led us to. Okay? When you have nearly half of groups of people saying it's okay to murder politicians because, as they put it, they're harming our country or harming our democracy. Democracy is based on negotiation. Democracy, I will say this, as much as you know, I cannot stand anything a liberal says. I do not want to live in a world where we are all robots and everybody agrees. It would be an extremely boring life. I enjoy hearing other people's opinions. I enjoy stating mine to them and explaining the facts to them. Sometimes I learn something. Sometimes they learn something. If we were all the same, exactly, what's the point? At that point, we're all robots. And at that point, you get Klaus Schwab and Bill Gates and artificial intelligence has won. Protect yourself. Always. There's a lot more nutcases out there than we thought. Have a good evening. Pinball out.